Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the next exciting chapter of Dreams of Infinity. I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and magic keeper, and joining me around my virtual table tonight are Ashleyien, Hana, Kira, Los, and Tensei. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Unfortunately, Stephen will not be with us again this week, but we wish them the very best. Now, before we begin, we do have a few announcements to get through, starting with the first of our two sponsors for tonight's show, Hero Forge. Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tool lets you build your perfect miniature online using a fully 3D in-depth character creator right in your web browser, which is where we built the tokens for this evening's game. You can build yours today at heroforge.com. Our second sponsor for tonight's show is XSplit. XSplit is a high-quality virtual webcam background remover that works with your already existing webcam. Using this program, you can protect your privacy while you work or play remotely by blurring the background, removing it entirely, or even putting your favorite picture as a background instead. You can download the app today at xsplit.com, and if you use the coupon code RANDOM with a capital R, you can get 10% off of your purchase. You can find our referral link in the show description. Last but not least, if you want to keep up to date on all of the scheduling we do here on the Random Rhapsody Network, you can do so by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV and on Twitter as @random_Rhapsody. And that's going to be it for the announcements. So join us as we return to Loropa City and continue on with the Magi-Knights as they investigate the Dreams of Infinity. And we're back. So, you should all know by now that in this campaign, we do our recaps by having one of the cast members do the recap for us. And if they do so, they get the Random Rhapsody coin. Now, if I do the recap, I'm going to get the coin as well, and I'm going to use it to make my cast have a very bad day. So they don't want to do that. Instead, they're going to do it. And who's going to do it today?
Matt, I'm not going to let you threaten me with a good time. I'll take it.
Okay. Well, then, David, why don't you go ahead and tell us what happened last time on Dreams of Infinity?
Previously, on Dreams of Infinity, the group went out to the other high school in town, Loropa High, to see what was up. I waited with the car. They're fine on their own, right? Or so I assumed until everybody came running and we had to get out of there immediately. As it was explained, Coach is running these students hard and they are eating it up. Might be culty, not entirely certain, but it's looking likely. It was getting late. There was more to do, but we had to drop everybody off because we all decided to live on 5 corners of this town, making it impossible to have a good route.
It's true.
Yeah. Next morning,
Yes.
School as usual. Felt very meh about the whole thing. I thought I saw someone that I knew at the school last night. went to talk to him during lunch, but he was kind of swamped, so we made plans to meet up afterwards, after school. I hope I can get some answers. End of entry.
I love it. Well, there you go, David. There's the random Rhapsody coin. Don't forget to use it. It only
I will,
works
don't
today's
worry.
Session. I have no doubt about that. Well, okay, Magi-Knights. The lunch period has ended, and you all begin to make your way to the next class of the day. As you do so, there is a loud crash of thunder that just erupts over all of you. It seems that while the rain had slowed down and stopped around a little bit before lunchtime, it is now coming back in full force. You can see the first drops of rain coming down from those large dark clouds that's been hanging overhead all day long. And chances are it's probably going to be going for quite a while. But good news is at least the next few hours you still have class. So let's go ahead and get into that, shall we? Now, as I said, it is the B period, and the first class of your fourth period class of the day is Language Arts with Mr. Liam O'Shea. Now, Mr. O'Shea is kind of a comical character around Cultist. And I'll go ahead and show him to you right now.
So fancy.
Oh,
I can see
love
why.
this guy.
I love him. He's my favorite teacher already.
Yeah, he dresses like somebody right out of the 70s with just garish colored suits. His shirt always unbuttoned to at least the third button. Gigantic gold chain underneath that's very clearly visible with a huge medallion on it. He's a bald man, but he has this big white bristling mustache. He looks like a 70s porn star. But what he actually teaches is language arts. And he has a little bit of a Irish brogue in his voice. And he says, now come on in, class. Everyone sit down, pay attention. We're going to be going over some different ways of using nouns in complex sentences. So let's get going. And so, what's that?
That was in character, and why is it two-toned?
Why is it what two-toned?
His suit jacket.
Yeah, he's just that really freaking garish.
Because he's a wild and crazy guy. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Crazy guy.
Why not?
I wasn't going to do the accent, but yes, thank you.
Did you say that question was in character? So you're actually asking him why his suit is
Not
two-toned?
under breath, but it was in character.
Whispering to someone?
Whispering to myself.
Just the way the light's hitting it.
Yeah, probably just the way the light's hitting it.
The guy's
But
got
anyway.
Riz. Sorry.
Got something.
Well, anyway, I'm going to need everybody to roll their academic arts skill. Remember, hold on to those numbers. I'm going to go around the table and ask each of you what you got.
Finally.
I agree.
Oh, is that your first fail?
This is my first natural one that I have to keep.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
Well, let's start things off with Aisha. What did you get?
I'm very distracted by that suit. I got a 2 with a natural 1.
Dude, that suit is just filling your eyes. Like, as an idol, as somebody who has spent their life like in fashion and things like that, you just can't help but stare. And yeah, that is 2 failures for you.
It's fine.
Damian.
Damian got a 16.
16's a success. David.
Why, that's a crit, baby. 24.
Nice. 2 successes. Melody.
14.
14's a success. Kat.
17.
17 is a success. Now, next period is mathematics. with Mr. Vale. You've already met Mr. Vale. You had math the previous day. You have it pretty much every day. And Mr. Vale is dark-skinned, long white hair, very somber in appearance and manner, and he's very no-nonsense. So he just makes everybody sit down immediately and pull out their pencils, their paper, and their calculators and gets started right away on some complex math problems. So I need everybody to roll me a STEM check. Okay. Damian.
I got a 15,
15. Success. David.
which is not yeah.
Well, this is just karma. 11.
11 is still a success. Melody.
I also got 15.
15 success. Kat.
12.
12 is a success. Aisha.
20.
20. Dirty 20 is a success. Okay. Your last class of the day is computers with Mrs. Valcon, who you haven't met yet, so I'll go ahead and show her to you.
I love that skirt.
Yep,
So cute.
Mrs. Valcon is a middle-aged woman with brown hair, bright blue eyes, and her hair she always does up in the back in just a very large bun. She tends to wear suit coats with skirts in various colors, but today she's popping that nice umber with a green tie. And she kind of has that, she looks like a teacher. She just really, really does. She invites everyone to come around come around, get to your seats. Everybody has a computer that they get to work on. It's the mid-90s, and this is a very wealthy school, so everyone has their own computers, and you gotta love that. What's it? 96? So yeah, it would be Windows 95, I think, is the one that's going on in that year. So.
Netscape.
Yeah, Netscape or America Online. God, I spent so much time in America Online chat rooms.
Me too.
AIM.
Yeah.
What's your
AIM.
ASL? What's your ASL?
Yeah. Remember ICQ?
Jeez,
You-
I never got into ICQ.
Multiplayer notepad?
Oh,
Yes, I
it is.
do.
Yeah, yeah.
loved ICQ.
Anyway, yeah, I liked it too.
It's
Anyway,
so- Sorry, I'm gonna.
You're going to go rant on that one. Nope. Instead, what you're going to do is roll for me either an investigation or a STEM check.
Oof.
Okay. David.
11 again.
Just barely a success. 11 is the DC of the day. Melody.
8.
8 is a failure, unfortunately. You're kind of distracted by that time you sat there underneath a tree with James Ronan. He just keeps popping in your mind.
Was he cute? Is he a cutie? He's a little cutie, isn't he?
What do you think there, Melody? Is he a cutie?
I would say Melody would think so. I don't know if I would.
Yeah.
Well, we're asking what Melody would
Yeah,
think.
we're
We don't
asking
care
Melody,
what Kira-
not Kira. Anyway, Katrina.
5.
5. You're probably thinking of James Ronan too, just in a completely different way. But that is a failure. Aisha
That would be a 14.
is a success. And Damian,
19.
success. So I want everyone to tally up your successes, subtract your failures, and let me know what that score is. We're going to start with Melody.
1 positive.
Okay, one. You're doing all right, but not great. So there's no real change for you right now. Let me pull out that student burden thing. Next is Katrina.
I think it's 1, 2 success and 1 failure.
Yeah, 2 success, 1 failure would be a net total of 1. So, you got to keep up that positive attitude. You're doing okay, but things could be better, but they could also be a lot worse. Aisha.
That's a big old 0.
0. Well, at least it's not a -1, so
Yeah.
keep up that positive attitude. Damian.
3.
3. You have a bright future ahead of you. The more you think about it, the more you realize your future has a lot of potential. So you could remove stress points if you had any, but you're pretty solid right now. David.
4.
4. You are the student of the hour. You know you're good, but you're not usually this good. You've seriously impressed a friend or a rival, so you can get to gain 1 social point with any NPC and gain an inspiration point, or remove 3 stress points.
Lucky duck.
Okay.
Okay.
Love having that inspiration. So good. Inspiration is so good in this version of the game.
It absolutely is. Anywho, so that's the end of the day. As you're all finishing up your last class, you're gathering up your books and things like that, you start heading to your lockers. As you do, the rain is still pelting heavily, thundering down on the rooftop above you. You all kind of glance out the windows as you're passing by, and while it's not like a torrential downpour, it is pretty steady. Hopefully you all remembered your umbrellas. Now, for some of you, today is actually a club day. Today is Tuesday, August the 27th of 1996, like I've mentioned previously, and there are 2 clubs that are going on today. One of them is soccer practice, and the next one is the Ghost Hunter Club. And as you're walking down the halls, you actually notice the head of the Ghost Hunter Club, Bianca de la Luna. She's walking around, grabbing people at random and shoving a flyer into their hands. And as you all pass by, you're kind of walking as a group down the hall, and she just comes running up to you all as a group and shoves a flyer in one of your hands. Let's say it's going to be, I don't know, Katrina. You happen to be standing in front. So the flyer says, Ghost Hunters Club, every Tuesday after school from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. In big bold letters, there it says over a large monogram of a TV. It says, "Watch Ghost." God damn it! I'm blanking on the name now.
Yellow Ghost Bros.
Yeah, y'all Ghost Bros. It's Paranormal Seekers. There it is. It was right on the tip of my tongue. It says in big bold letters. Watch Paranormal Seekers and see the mysteries unfold around this big old monogram of a TV. And then there's a little cut and paste of the 2 main characters of Paranormal Seekers, Brad and Chad Peterson. And you know their names because it's right underneath them, their picture. And they look like your absolute stereotypical dude bros. White skin, chiseled jaw, a little bit of scruff. One wears glasses, the other doesn't. They both have the same basic haircut. Short on the sides, just a little bit on top, but moosed and spiked. So they look like a couple dudes who came from some school that their daddy paid for, and now they are on TV. And that's exactly what they are. It's a local show. Any of you who've actually lived in this city for more than a year would have at least seen it on the public access once or twice. And it's one of those shows that, we living in the 2023 have all seen these shows before, where the guys just show up in random locations, start screaming at ghosts, record things on tape recorders that never ever sound quite what they say it is. And that's like 70% of their show. But Bianca seems really enthusiastic as she shoves this at you all, and you're staring down at it. She's like, do you all believe in ghosts? They're real. L'Europe is full of them. And the paranormal seekers always find the truth. We're dedicated to hunting down the ghosts as well. And every Tuesday we get together to talk about our investigations and to watch paranormal seekers. If you're interested in this sort of thing, come to room 206. It's starting in about 15 minutes. And before anyone can say anything, she rushes off to another person to do the exact same spiel.
Can you repeat her name?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to go ahead and show you what she looks like, in fact.
Hey.
She's cute. Be prepared.
She is cute.
Bianca La Luna.
Oh, Lord.
Uh-oh. Lacey has competition.
Also, just good
Dios
pose.
mío.
Like,
Yeah. Bianca is a caramel-skinned young woman with dark brown eyes, long dark hair that she currently has up in 2 pigtails to show off her very many piercings around her ears. She speaks with a Western Asian accent, possibly Indian, you're not quite sure, but very similar to that, but still very proper in her speaking. And she, like you said, very attractive young lady, but obviously obsessed with what she's into, because you're just kind of watching as she assaults 2 people, grabbing them by their collars and spinning them around to shove a flyer into their hands.
It's such an anime trope. I love it.
Yes. But as that's all going on, you do have a few moments to prepare before you head off to your free time phase. Damian, you know that you have soccer practice today, but since it's raining, chances are it's probably going to be in the gymnasium.
I don't think that's how soccer practices usually work. It's rain or shine. You're out in the field. At least
Okay,
that was my experience growing up.
Okay, well, I was being generous, but I'm going to go with what you say. You know a lot more than I would, so no, it's out there in the rain. You just got to deal with it.
Yeah, no, we're hoofing it. Yeah, and I mean, I think the team is feeling extra jazzed after the conversation during lunch, where like we want to push it hard during practice as best we can.
Absolutely. Okay, well, with that in mind, you already know what you're doing for your free time phase, but the rest of you do have some time to discuss it and discuss some plans to meet up afterwards. So use this moment right now to kind of talk about that as you're all going to your locker, putting away your books, grabbing your bags and your things like that.
Should we check out this paranormal club? Would it give hints to outsider activity?
I'm wondering, I kind of want to talk to the Herald again and ask another question now. I'm wondering if maybe ghosts could be some kind of like way people are interpreting outsider influence.
I would guess maybe.
I'm a little interested in the club, but it depends on if they act more like Chad and Brad and paranormal seekers, or if they actually
I don't know.
If they're legit,
take it more
authentic.
seriously. Yes.
I don't know what they do. I mean, why is their paranormal flyer just an advertisement for the TV show?
Going
Is the club just a fan club for the TV show?
Well,
Or is it something for real?
it could be both. Both is definitely an option. I think one of us should probably go, but I kind of wanna ongoing to watch Paranormal Bob.
I also would like to visit Ray's bookstore today, since that's where Ronan said he got his book from, or he said I should visit there. And so I'm assuming that's where he got his book.
What? Ronan got his book at Ray's? What was it?
Ray's bookstore. It's owned by Song's grandpa.
Yeah, above the table question. Roughly what time a day are we conceptualizing, like, hangout time ending?
So your free time is usually between 3 and 5 p.m.
Okay.
And then from let's see, I'm trying to remember this in my head. From 9 to midnight is your patrol. From 6 to 9. Yeah. So no, I'm wrong. It's 3 hours. So 3 to 6 is your free time phase, and then 6 to 9 is your investigation phase, and 9 to midnight is your patrol phase.
Thank you. I feel like that would be a concept Aisha would have in her head by this point. I think we should go to Ray's together around like 6. My camera's so high now.
What time is Ray's open?
If we
That's a
can,
good question.
if we can have time to go to the church and to Ray's bookstore, then yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the church. Because I wasted all of my time at the library finding nothing.
I'd like to go to the church before Ray's bookstore, and then if we have time, we'll go to both.
Yeah.
Where's Ray's bookstore? Oh, it's up there. Ray's used books. Trip to the school.
I think we should hold off on like investigating Ray's until like Eunice has some time to chill down anyway.
Oh yeah, she was pretty upset.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
I'm sure Aisha had an effect on that.
I wonder if he took the book without paying or something, if she was upset at him.
I don't think he would do that.
I don't know. I don't trust him. He's not very nice.
Okay, so do you have to do your part-time job again, David?
No.
What are you doing, David?
I'm gonna go walk Ronan home.
Right. That's why I ran after Yuna.
Speaking of that, what did you mean by where's my notes allowed? For old time's sake.
Walk who home? What?
I don't think we should
looks at him suspiciously.
I don't think we should be keeping secrets, but I'm gonna, since you are technically the senpai, I'm gonna trust that you will tell us in due time.
I don't know if I'm a part of this, to be honest. I think I'm just waiting outside the school doors for him.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I didn't ask you that.
Well, you have your communicators, so maybe you're just yelling this into the communicator.
Yeah, I just asked you that on the communicator. What did you mean by that?
Yeah. So it's like, you hear like tapping on the communicator to indicate pointing.
Are you eavesdropping?
No, I was just walking over and I heard that.
Well, I mean, he's an old friend. We've known each other for a little while.
Did you know that's who Kat was referring to when she talked about him after she met him?
Yeah.
Why didn't you say anything?
we haven't talked in a little while. It's not.
David likes to keep his cards close to
I don't-
his chest.
I don't really want to go over it like on this. Can we talk about it later?
All right.
Like I said, David likes to keep his cards close to the chest.
Are you the narrator?
Damian just like
I think,
doing bits of the communicator to completely useless.
yeah, I think Damian is a little just happy to, be part of something and chatting about this stuff and likes making little jokes.
No, I'm not keeping this. This is just kind of weird.
It's
Talking
okay.
into my wrist doing this.
We'll talk later.
I mean,
Okay. Game plan. Damian, you need to go to soccer practice. Kat or
I can go.
Melody, can one of you go to the because I really want Dr. Wander again.
Yeah, I can go to the Ghost Hunter Club.
Thank you so much. Do you want to come with me to Dr. Wander, or do you want to maybe do something else? Kat?
I don't know. I have the flyer. I was thinking of going to that, but
You could join
I don't know what else
We can
to
both
Melody
do.
there. I feel like that will require more backup anyway.
I mean, it might be nothing, or it could just be a fan gathering, and then it's just kind of like, maybe we should just leave. Like, maybe something will happen. Maybe there'll be clues.
I'll stay nearby, so if anything goes, I can rush back.
We could have a stealthy conversation with our little kitty friend.
I'm gonna say in the communicator, hey, or Damian says into the communicator, hey, Melody, can you find out if Bianca is seeing anybody?
What will you give me in return?
My undying love and appreciation, of course. Front row seat at the soccer game.
I don't want that.
What about Lacey?
Hey, I see how it is. Okay, I don't know. I'll think of something.
No, I meant I didn't want the soccer game seat, but appreciation I can accept. All right, I'll do it.
Thank
He'll
you.
owe you something.
I'm like
They'll
in the
owe you
locker room,
something.
like getting ready for practice while I'm like hearing all this stuff on the communicator. That's what I'm.
And
Yeah,
whispering
pretty much.
into it, like, why don't Bianca single?
Okay, well, since we're talking about our free time activities, I'm going to go ahead and show it to you real quick. Here's the first one. You can do
So
things
tiny.
like hit up the arcade, go to the mall, go out to eat, go to the movies, play sports with friends. I know some of you said you wanted to converse with the Herald. If Melody, if you're going to go to the Ghost Hunter Club, this counts as a club day, so you'd be doing that. Let's see. Here is the second one. You can do rest and relaxation. You can study and complete homework. You can do combat training or go to a part-time job or things like that. So let's go around the table real quick to everybody and let us know what you're doing for your free time phase. Aisha, you're going to converse with the Herald?
Yeah.
Is there anywhere in particular you're wanting to do that?
Somewhere's like on campus, so that way if all of a sudden like, oh, this was like an outsider trapped in the school or something, she can rush back.
Gotcha. So maybe in the library? That's usually a quiet spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my spot, like pulls out a book, pretends to be reading the book, is actually talking to the Wanderer, is sprawled out on top of the book.
Absolutely. Damian, I know you are going to be going to soccer club. David, what free time activity are you wanting to count this as? Heading over with Ronan.
This This choice really wants me to break the bit I was gonna do.
Well, we can wait a second then.
He's going
No,
on a
no.
date, obviously. I mean, Ronan's cute. Melody said so.
Do you have enough SP with Ronan for that?
We
Probably
don't
not.
know.
Do you?
You actually have to have SP with someone to go on a date. Must have 3.
Makes sense.
Was
Oh,
it only
no,
3?
what's-
Oh
Oh, wait a minute. Go on,
no, you on a success you gain 3. Yeah, that doesn't seem
gain
you have
3,
to have
yeah.
any.
I thought you had to have a certain amount to go
You
on.
definitely should.
Yeah, you do.
It does.
You
It is
do?
romantic.
It's
It could be a
written somewhere
platonic
else.
friend date. What, Hana?
There's definitely a limit written somewhere else, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
is.
it's somewhere outside the table.
Oh, you have to have a friendly bond or higher.
Yes, there we go.
Got it.
Oh
the
god, you
previous
have to have
page.
20. You have to have 20 social points with somebody.
Oh, I thought it was
Yep.
30. That's not as bad. It's
Or
so bad.
21.
Would it count as hang out with a close friend?
Yeah, we'll call it hang out with a close friend.
That's fine. Melody, you're going to go to the Ghost Hunter Club?
Yep.
Okay. And Kat, what are you going to be doing?
I was gonna go to the Ghost Hunter Club. Not sure what else to do right now.
Well, I mean, you have all the free time activities and things
Yeah.
like that. This is not part of your investigation. This is a time where you're either doing an activity, which could possibly gain information, other things, but you also can do things that help you as a character.
Mhm. Well, it would be either checking out the club or probably doing homework, and the club sounds more interesting. Kat's
Okay.
curious about this club, wondering if
Yeah.
it's a fan club.
Above the table,
Yep.
I just want that inspiration point back.
It's not a fan club. It's a ghost club. God, there's a difference.
Should be a ghost club, but they look at the flyer. It's all these. What is it? Brad and Chad.
Yeah, Brad and Chad.
Ghosts go
Peterson.
boo, fans go woo.
That'll be on Aisha's
Sorry.
t-shirt. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into our free time phase. So Aisha heads off to the library. Damian is in the locker room getting ready and is about to go head out onto a horribly soaked field. Kat and Melody, you're both heading to the Ghost Hunter Club, which is on the second floor. You just have to go up the stairwell and go to room 212, I think I said it was, and knock on the door. And the moment you do, that door gets pulled open wildly, and there Bianca is standing. She's like, You both came! I'm so excited! Please come in! And grabs you by the hands and pulls you both violently into the room. But while that's going on, David, you are currently standing at the front entrance, hanging out there, waiting for Ronan to arrive. You doing anything? You just kind of hanging out.
He's got a Walkman and headphones in. So he's there like tuning the world out.
Absolutely, just kind of waiting underneath an overhang as everybody files out past you, heading to their own cars. Well, filing out, I shouldn't say. They're more like running at full speed towards the parking lot. But yeah, you sit there and wait, just listening to those headphones, disassociating for a little bit. You know he's going to show up sooner or later. And you kind of just have a passive watch as the students going past you out towards the cars gets thinner and thinner and thinner until eventually you're there by yourself, just kind of hanging out. You see the soccer club go running by, kind of can't help but feel sorry for them for half a second. But they're making their way to the field, and you're starting to wonder where the hell he is when you glance to your left, and there Ronan is, leaning up against the wall next to you.
How long have you been there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Glad to see you haven't changed. Let's go.
He takes this really long, deep sigh. Whatever. And files in just like half a step behind you.
Oh god, we definitely do this awkward thing where every once in a while David like would start to slow down so that he can get like in step with Ronan.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ronan does the same thing to keep behind.
Yep.
And it's very strange. And,
he also
awkward.
He also pulls his hoodie up. He always wears a hoodie underneath his school blazer, and he pulls that up the moment you both step out into the rain, digs his hands deep into his pockets, but otherwise ignores the rain entirely as you walk.
Oh yeah. David's got like a jacket with a hood on it as well of some sort. And he gets kind of small, like hunches over a little bit, his shoulders are in, and he pulls out Soul Gem and just sort of tosses it between his two arms as they're like down real low. Very nervous habit, just something to keep the hands occupied. As this is very strange. Are you still active, you know?
He doesn't answer for a few steps. You keep walking, and you get to that point where you're wondering whether or not he heard you. Like you're like, did I say that loud? Am I talking over the rain? And then the reply he gives you isn't a response that you're expecting. Instead, he says, "I noted that you made some new friends over the summer."
Yeah, that's good wording. Is that a yes? He just hums a little bit. And then he says, "Did you bother being honest with him this time? Or did the cat just do his mysterious benefactor bit again?" Look, I can't be honest about things I don't know either.
Oh,
I get the same information that everybody else did from that thing.
you've been at this longer than I have.
Yeah.
You have more information than I ever did. And I figured shit out a long time.
Then you're ahead of me.
So I'm guessing you haven't talked about Daryl, or Tilia, or Hell, Iris
Not-
and Jasmine.
Not as much. They know that I had a team before. But, I don't know, they haven't been interested. The future's what's important, right?
Depends on what type of future it turns out to be. You know, somebody's been looking for you lately.
I'm easy to find.
Apparently not. Surrounded by a bunch of randos all the time. You know how she gets.
I don't above board. Am I supposed to know who he means?
Yes, you would. You there's only one individual who he could be referring to, and it's the one individual who actually knows what you are. Lacey. You can get that
she's-
without an insight check, because there's nobody else he would be referring to.
Lacey knows who.
You're not there.
Just David. Right? Because he's the only
Yes,
one
we know
left.
This is why
nothing.
I muted my mic.
I mean, I guess I'll talk to her. She's had opportunities. We hang out at the arcade sometimes.
Lately?
A week or so ago? Doesn't matter. I'll talk to her next time I see her.
You kind of see it from the corner of your eyes. He shrugs a little bit.
But it looks like we're looking into the same thing right now. Have you found anything out?
I mean, besides the fact that you need to change your IP address?
Right, dynamic. Why did that get reset? Okay, yes. Thank you.
He stops. And you take a few steps forward, not realizing that he had stopped. But eventually, you're forced to turn. And Ronan is standing there in the rain, completely oblivious. His hoodie's soaked. But with that hood up, he raises his head, and for the first time, he actually looks at you in the eyes. When he does, his glasses catch the light and flash in that anime way I love so much. And he looks at you for a really long time. You know you're gonna get them killed, right?
Not if I can help it.
It's only a matter of time.
We keep going, we keep training, we keep preparing. What else can we do?
Ronan shrugs again, and he says, die too, I suppose. In the end, that's all any of us ever do. And as for me, as far as that cat's concerned, I am dead. Remember that, David. I'm dead too.
We're all dead. We all died. And then we didn't.
As for the school, you're on the right track. That dude can't detect anything. But I'm pretty sure there's something there.
How far have you investigated? How long have you known?
Well, not all of us has time to go up to Portland and have dinner. Some people actually have things to do with their lives.
Yeah. That doesn't answer the question, though.
He doesn't say anything for a moment, and the sky is lit up by a flash of light. Finally, he says, remember that time before I met you all? When they were building that anchor on top of the radio tower?
Yeah.
We're seeing signs of that again. I don't know where yet. But
You think they're trying to bring something big through again? I guess they always are, aren't they?
probably. That's what they do, isn't it? Or at least that's what the cat says. Come in, build some shit, kidnap some people, peace out. What's the point, David? What's the point of it all?
To stop whatever comes next. That can't be the end.
That's not
You're right
what I
that there... What do you mean then?
Why do this thing over and over again? Sometimes they succeed, sometimes they fail. You see it throughout history over and over and over again. What's the point, David? What's the fucking point? Thunder cracks.
Isn't it better when we win? Is
It's
it
better
inevitable?
first.
Are they gonna what, overpower us all, come through, take over? Maybe. Maybe not. I'm working to prevent that. Eventually, we don't have to be on the defensive anymore. This isn't... Yeah, David hesitates for a minute, not wanting to sound really childish with his next sentence. This isn't Power Rangers. We can escalate. And maybe we will. Eventually, maybe we take the fight to them and we stop it forever. Wouldn't that be best?
He says, the next thing he says kind of makes you pause. He says to you, did you listen to the cicadas this spring?
No?
They're weird, aren't they?
I don't... What do you mean?
Well, some of them live a few years, some of them live a lot longer years. They grow up, they bury themselves, they come out again, on and on and on it goes, over and over and over again. There's some odd symmetry in that, don't you think? Anyway.
I don't...
You do your thing, David. You clearly have a crew now. You do that. I'll worry about the cicadas.
As long as you got our back.
That's not what I do, David. And he turns and walks the opposite direction.
David takes that crystal back up, gives it a turn, takes a real long look at those cracks. Yeah. Whatever you say, Ronan. Under his breath, not able to be heard, till he turns and goes back home himself.
So while that's going on, let's go over to Los, who is having a fun day out in the rain. Now, here's how clubs work, since this is the first time we've actually talked about them. Students can be a part of a club. They must be inside and do the club at least once a week to be an active member of that club. Your club experiences club growth as you maintain your attendance and participation. And the way we keep track of that is with a tally. All you have to do to have a good day in your club is you roll a D100, and if it's above 50, you had a great day, and you're making headway, you're improving yourself, you're improving your club, and you begin to grow within it. It's not too complicated. Now, since this is a sport, there's a few things that can possibly happen. And you get to decide at the start of the club day how you actively participate. You can do it in one of four ways, Damian. You can go full throttle, which means you gain an exhaustion point and you immediately gain a club tally if you succeed. You can moderately participate and add plus 10 to the growth check. You can do bolsterous support and gain 1 SP, 1 social point, with any club NPC, which would be members of your team. Or you could have taken it easy during your club, at which point you reduce your stress and exhaustion point by 1. With me so far?
Sorry, my mute button wasn't working. So I read all of this like earlier, so I'm I'm like ready to go. I'm just letting the explanation go for the stream's sake, for like people who are learning along with the stream. But do you want me to tell you what I'm doing?
Yeah, so you tell me first what it is you're doing, and then at
Full
the end of the
throttle,
club
baby.
activity, full throttle. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're going full throttle. Yeah, I'm ready to roll the D100 and everything. But if I go full throttle, I don't get the plus 10 to the growth check, right?
You do not get a plus 10 to the growth check. You have to do the moderate participation for that one. So you have to choose one of the 4. But going full throttle, it gains you a club tally automatically. And then if you roll above a 50, you get another one. So
Where do I track club tallies? Is that on my
it's
sheet?
on the PDF character sheet. I know that on page 4. On your Roll20 sheet, just put it somewhere in your bio. Just it's easier that way.
Put it in the money under CP for club points.
There you go.
Good idea.
That's a
Are
good
you
idea.
going for the president position of the soccer club?
I wasn't before. Like, it made sense before when I was like, choosing leadership as like a thing, but like, because I didn't go charismatic or leadership oriented, I'm just gonna do like I'll go for it. I guess I don't know. I'm not really worried about it. Being like the captain of the soccer team. I'm not the most charismatic character, so like I don't know, we'll see.
Okay. Well, first off, what you're going to be doing is going to roll that D100. So go ahead and do that now.
D100. Sorry, I'm trying to add the 1 to the CP for my club tally points. All right, D100. Okay. 16.
Yeah, that was rough. So you are not going to be gaining another club tally, unfortunately. You went full throttle, and everyone is really inspired by what you're doing. You talked about what that what the other team has been up to. You've been letting everybody know, and they're with you. But that rain, whew, that rain is rough, and it's exhausting. It really is. So you do gain your exhaustion point, and the next thing I need you to do is you're going to make an athletics check.
Okay.
Ooh, nice roll.
23 on athletics.
23. But by the end of your day practicing, even though it was exhausting, you're still feeling okay. You're not overexhausted thanks to the rain, which is a good thing. So that was your soccer day.
Feels good.
You do walk away from it feeling pretty good about yourself. Coach Appleman comes up and claps you on the back, and he tells you, "Now, I saw you out there, Diaz. You were doing great today. You were really all about it. I could see the motivation. I'm really proud of you."
I tell Coach what I saw at La Ropa High. Ideally, at the beginning of practice, but I make sure that he's aware that, we're gonna have to step it up.
The one thing he does do after you tell him is he does question you. Why were you? I appreciate you letting me know. That is definitely a weird thing. Why were you out so late?
I was driving my friends home. I got invited to go to the gun club, and we were out a little late at the gun club. It was my first time going there, and then I had to pick up some friends at not Sacred Hearts, but the other church in North La Ropa. And I was just in the neighborhood, and we saw lights on, and we were like, "What the heck is going on?" And so we just decided to take a look. We weren't doing anything nefarious by any means.
Now, I do want you to make a deception check for this.
I'm not lying.
Technically, you were.
There was no lie there.
Oh, yes, there was. There absolutely was. Misleading and lies of omission are still technically lies.
That's going to be a 13 on deception.
Okay. With your 13, the coach kind of has a little glimmer in his eye. Says, "Well, that's good to hear. Just make sure you're not out too late. You need to get your rest and be ready for the game."
Totally, 100%. Yeah, I was doing fine, but man, practice, I feel exhausted.
Yeah, well, you better head out and get home, take a nice hot shower, and maybe loosen up a little bit.
Sounds good.
Okay. So that was your day.
Good
Hana,
day.
you headed to the library and wanted to speak with the Herald. So you go and find yourself a nice quiet corner with one of those big overstuffed chairs. Maybe grab a book at random. It doesn't really matter because that's not what you're here to do. But it's always good to be a little bit circumspect. So you sit down, and as you're getting yourself situated and comfortable in your chair, you feel the soft nuzzle of fur going by the back of your head as the Wanderer appears and walks along the chair, rubbing up against you in that cat sort of way before coming in and climbing onto your lap. The way cats do when you're reading and they put themselves half on the book and make you move it. But the Wanderer looks up at you, slightly purring, and he says, "Hey, Aisha, I heard that you had some questions. What's going on?"
I can talk loud, but she's whispering. Yeah, I was wondering, I guess we'll call them mundanes. If they saw an outsider, what would it appear like to them?
I would like for you to make for me a mysticism check.
Yeah, I'm real bad at this. Oh, I'm okay at them. I thought they were wisdom based. I was bad at this one. It's a 6.
Oof. That is a failure, unfortunately.
I get double that.
Yeah. So when you fail this check, you have a good time, but you don't get much. Oh wait a minute, I'm reading the wrong one. On a failure, you only receive one benefit. You can, if you choose to gain an inspiration point, but already have one, you must. So it looks like you can get an answer to a question, or you can take an inspiration point, but you can't get both. So do you want an inspiration point and just chill with the Wanderer and him being kind of vague, or do you want an actual answer to your questions?
I will take the vagaries. I want the inspiration point in my pocket.
Okay. So you do have a good time with the Wanderer, and he chats with you a little bit, and the answer he gives you to your question is, you wanted to know if regular people can see outsiders?
Yeah, the specific question was, what do they see if
What do
they're
they
like
see?
looking at one?
Okay. So the answer to the question that you get is, well, it's always kind of different. You know, spectral outsiders, they can look like really anything. I've seen some that look like horrible, grotesque monsters, like that frog thing you fought the other day, and I've seen things that look little more than wisps of air. So, I mean, a lot of people see a lot of different things. It's really dependent on the time. And then he starts asking you a bunch of questions about your time as an idol and what it was like being on stage and that sort of thing, and really like takes over the direction of the conversation. So you immediately forget about what you're actually the information you're wanting to get from him, and spend your free time phase just bullshitting about your time as an idol.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. I'm gonna continue being over here with emotions about the David and Ronan scene. Okay, okay.
Should have done David's last, but I wanted to see your reactions as we do it.
I thought you were going to.
I legitimately thought about it, but then I was like, no, it'd be more fun to make them go through their free time phase thinking about that.
Except they can't
Anyway.
think about it. They don't know about it.
Exactly.
None of you heard
So
anything.
rude. So rude. You didn't accidentally leave your communicator on?
That's not how the communicators work.
It's David. He would never do that.
Absolutely not.
So, Katrina and Melody, being pulled into this room, you see that there are a small handful of individuals already here, which I'm going to go ahead and show them to you now. There is, in fact, 5 of them, including Bianca. This group looks up the moment she pulls you in, and they're like, "Oh, hey, it's great! We're so happy to have some new members of the club. Come on in, come on in!" And the first 30 minutes or so of the club is basically the 2 of you being introduced to the 5 members of the Ghost Hunting Club. You already have met Bianca de la Luna, but along with her, you meet Cromwell Sims, who is a very pale-skinned young man with bright orange hair and even brighter green eyes. You have Lorna Dalen, a tanned woman with kind of dirty dishwater blonde hair. You meet Kaori Hawkins, a young woman of Japanese-American descent with short black hair, lots of piercings, and she is very much about her makeup. Always has very dark red lipstick, dark eyeshadow. Melody, you immediately kind of vibe with her a little bit as far as aesthetics go. And the last but not least, you meet Wilmot Wheeler, a dark-skinned young man of African descent who speaks with a very, very rich South African accent. They all spend the first at that time after introductions are made, talking a little bit about what the club's all about. You learn that while yes, every time they get together, they do actually watch an episode of Paranormal Seekers. They do actually have some real ghost hunting experience under their belts. They tell you a little bit about how they'll every few months they'll get together and investigate sites that the Petersons have shown to be especially haunted. Sometimes they track down old buildings and sneak in to do their own investigations. And they show you the equipment that they have that is actually paid for by the school and then added to by themselves. They have the usual things of tape recorders and God, I'm blanking on the VH meters and things like that. They have a couple of cameras as well, and they do actually, when they bring out the TV, they show you some very, very shaky footage of different places that they've been, and then have you listen to some of their own stuff, which is, just sounds like someone's breathing into the microphone. Yeah.
Does it sound like the same person's breathing in the microphone the whole time?
Not every time you hear it, but you're pretty sure it's at least one of them. Like you're like, nah, this is just you, right? No, this is definitely not me. This is what we caught. Yeah, absolutely. And you're like halfway through, you're really starting to feel like this is bullshit. But then they actually... What's that?
Oh, no, I was agreeing with you, but go ahead.
Okay. After the first hour and a half of them talking and showing you all the different stuff, they actually go and they say, well, since you're brand new to the club, why don't we show you some of our the best clips of Paranormal Seekers? Some of our favorite locations. And they start showing you a few. Now, what I'm going to need from the both of you is to make purity checks for me.
Wow.
I got an 18.
I got a 1 for a 6 total.
Okay, so the first video clip they show the Paranormal Seekers, Brad and Chad, talking about some location in the woods, and they're talking about some haunting there, and then you hear howls. And the camera turns and you see this gigantic wolf, and then it's the Petersons running away, and the footage is all wonky and kind of ridiculous. But then the next one they show is of a bookstore. And the Petersons are talking about how they're outside this local used bookstore. It's late at night. It's like 1 a.m. And then they show, and as they're walking around, panning back and forth with this camera, you see an individual standing in the middle of the sidewalk. You look at it, and it's only for a brief moment it passes by. But then the Petersons kind of rewind it back, and you can tell they're narrating, look right there, that's an actual ghost. And you start looking, and you look closely at it. And Kat, you are 100% convinced this is an actual ghost. It looks like a person, a student, in fact, who seems to be wearing a blazer and slacks that's very reminiscent, but also misty and not completely coherent there, and it's also kind of vague and fuzzy, but you are filled with dread immediately, and you start hyperventilating a little bit because in the back of your mind you're thinking to yourself, ghosts are real, I'm supposed to be finding ghosts, and there's an actual ghost, and you get panicked and you can't help yourself. You run out of the room as fast as you can, looking for some place, anywhere that's a little safer than that. Melody, you see that happen, and Bianca, standing at the front of the classroom next to the TV, she just kind of chuckles and she's like, "Oh yeah, that happens all the time. We lose so many new members because they just can't handle the paranormal."
So, with my 18, what would I think of it? Would I realize it's a real ghost too, or?
You are actually you're looking at it and like you're in your mind you're thinking kind of this along the same lines. Holy shit, that actually looks real. And you're not filled with the same dread that Kat was. You, on the other hand, feel kind of more fascinated by this fact. Like, that's an actual ghost of an actual person. Like, these people actually caught something.
Okay, so to Bianca, I say, I want to see more of this.
Oh, do you? Well, I have another one that you're just absolutely gonna love. It was aired only 2 days ago, or 2 weeks. Yeah, sorry, I'm missing my time. It was last week that it was aired, last Wednesday. This is great. You're really gonna love this. And she pops in the next VHS. The scene is unique. Once again, they're in the woods, and Brad and Chad are kind of walking through the woods, showing different things. And one of them says that we've heard this rumor of this clearing where a fallen tree lies in the middle of this open area that's very, very mysterious. It's been said that many people have disappeared right around this area, and we are absolutely sure that there are ghosts here. And you're watching as they come into this clearing, and as I described, big wide open space in the middle of the forest, and in the center you can see this old stump sitting there. You watch as Brad and Chad come walking over to it, and they're filming the stump, and they're putting their hands on it, and they're trying to get some sort of reaction from it. And then they kind of go back and do some clips of different sounds that they heard, and they blow it up, and they talk about how this is a ghost sound, this is a ghost sound. But as they're walking, they're finishing up the clip, something does strike you as odd. What they start talking about was that unfortunately we couldn't get more reactions or more evidence from this site because the site was very, very heavily disturbed from the time that we first learned about the rumors till now. Unfortunately, a local logging company came in and took away the actual part of the tree that was cut down. We tried to get onto the site to investigate the tree they took away, but we were chased away by security. we're planning very soon to get on that site again. Hopefully we get permission and it'll be up in a later episode. But we are sure that tree is a haunted tree. And we will find the answers that you seek. Because we are. And then they both get up and do this freaking Ginyu Force pose. We are the Paranormal Seekers!
I love it. Bianca, do you have any idea how we could find that tree and check it out?
Oh, well, actually, we are planning on doing the exact same thing. We hope we can get in before the Petersons do and collect our own evidence. If we can get that and give it to them, we're hoping that they'll come and make a presentation here at the school for us. So we're planning in a couple of days on Thursday night to sneak into the place where we think the tree was taken. Now she kind of rewinds some footage that they show on the channel or on the episode. Now they don't actually show like the company's name, but you see a tall one of those tall chain link fences that also has fabric strapped to it to keep people from seeing what's going on the other side. There's barbed wire around the top. You see a little bit of a gate. And Bianca, she points to that and she says to you that, now I'm pretty sure that this here is the Ptolemy Lumberyard in the northwest side of Loropa. Sorry, northeast side of Loropa. Northeast.
Can you spell the name of the logging yard?
Ptolemy, Tolomy. Ptolemy Lumberyard.
Yeah, I definitely want to go. Out of curiosity, have you ever been able to contact specific ghosts, or it's just random ones you find?
She tells you that unfortunately we haven't been able to contact any specific ones yet, but we've tried very hard to. The ghost that was shown outside the used bookstore, we tried to go there ourselves and make contact with it. The only thing we actually found while we were there is this blackened smear that looks like a burn mark on the sidewalk in front of the store, where they show on the tape that's where he is. We went to that and we counted how many concrete steps or on the sidewalk there are from the door to there, and we went and looked, and there's just this blackened burn mark there. We also once met some people about a little over a year ago who claimed to be able to speak to ghosts and to beings they called others. Unfortunately, when we went there, some really ignorant kids called the cops on us, and we had to hightail it out of there.
Oh, that's really messed up. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, those kids moved away from the school, so fortunately we don't have to deal with them anymore.
Oh, that's good. I was curious if you knew someone who's dead, if you can seek out someone in particular, or do they have to be haunting around here to find them?
One of the kids, Cromwell, he speaks up and says, "I've had some really good tries with Ouija boards. Those always work." And Kiori and Wilmans start talking a little bit more about Ouija boards and them trying to contact like cousins or like relatives that have died, that sort of thing. And they start giving you long spiels of their various degrees of success with Ouija boards and with crystal balls, and they tell you a little bit about a couple mediums in the city that are really, really good and really accurate with the things that they know. But
Okay.
yeah, that's really kind of about it. They go on a lot of talks about that sort of thing, but it's like as you're listening to this, you're kind of thinking to yourself how that you're going to have to filter out the bullshit of this club.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
there seems to be a few nuggets of truth.
Mhm. Okay. Bianca, I have one more question for you. Someone I know wanted me to ask, are you single?
She looks really taken aback by that question. Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. 12.
She gets really, really red in the face, and I also want you to give me a perception check real quick.
Okay.
But what she replies to you is, that's really not the kind of thing I'm looking for. Right? Yeah, I'm not really seeing it. And I'm dedicated to the club, to our pursuit of finding the paranormal.
Okay.
And with that 8, you don't really notice anything else.
Yeah, sadly. Okay. I say, I respect that.
You say that, and you hear Lorna kind of giggle a little bit in the back behind you, but that's really about it.
Do I see any of the boys look like... Oh, but I failed my perception. I probably would have seen...
Yeah, you
I'm
wouldn't.
curious if a boy would got jealous or was like, who's interested in her?
Yeah, there is a few different things you would have picked up if you rolled a 12, but you had to roll that
Darn it.
12.
Okay.
But that's okay. Well, it is now 8 o'clock, and I think since we are done with our free time phase, I think this is a great place to take a break.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes, folks. And when we do, we're going to be launching into our investigation phase. It should be a lot of fun. Stay tuned. Howdy, everybody. We are back. And when we last left off, the Magi-Knights had just completed their free time phase. Kat's pretty terrified right now and just coming out of the bathroom after dealing with all that nonsense. Melody is done with the ghost hunting club. David has walked at least part of the way home in the rain, while Damian was full on in the rain for the entire time. And Aisha, you had a talk with the Heron.
Inspiring one. Not
Yeah.
an informing one, but an inspiring one.
Good news is everyone was able to get a social point with somebody they interacted with during their free time phase. So go ahead and add those on your character sheet now. But we're now moving into our investigation phase. This is the time where our Magi-Knights get to go around the city and look for clues or gossip or things that stand out that might lead them to an outsider. Now, I know some of you kind of talked a little bit about some ideas, but now that your free time phase is over, everyone is on their communicators, reaching out, trying to at least somewhat coordinate what you all want to do. So, what do you want to do, Magi-Knights, for your investigation phase?
Ghost Club is terrifying.
Really quick, I want to tell Kat everything that happened after she ran off. And
Interesting.
Scruffy or Matt was saying that she ran out like at the end of the club, so it's logical to think that she would have heard all of it.
So
I was
towards the end, yeah. So Kat ran out towards the end when they started watching videos. You probably missed like maybe the last 30 minutes of the club in total, but not like a huge portion because you did watch some of the videos.
The whole part about the tree and stuff. I mean.
So I just
you
told her about
missed
the
that.
tree.
Sure. Cool. I think hearing all of that, like, did you tell are we all hooking up after the class?
Yeah,
Well,
I think
guess I'll speak into the communicator and be like, hey, practice is over. I've got some time. I didn't really learn anything, but I'm curious what y'all learned at the Ghost Hunters Club on your walk with Ronan. Like, what's up? Should we meet up?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Probably look into the church. I think that's what we agreed would be next.
Yes, I think it's
Sure, but I
important.
mean, if there's a haunting at the used bookstore, maybe we need to go there.
That probably wouldn't come up till later at night, I would assume. And then do ghosts come out during the day?
Oh, we can go to church. Just nervous about it.
Well, it doesn't sound like a normal church.
We'll see, I guess.
I don't know. Church might not. The church might only be open on certain days or something, or certain times. We can see if they have a schedule.
Or break in and look around.
Melody!
Breaking
Who
into a
is this?
church?
Wow.
Well,
That's
I mean,
gutsy.
we're gonna find outsiders. We probably can't let a locked door stop us.
Hey, no judgment here.
Well, we
I
kind of
have
went
zero
into another.
respect for churches anyway, so.
We kind of went into the school last night. Or school grounds.
They were unlocked. Maybe we shouldn't have been there, but they were unlocked. It's not like we were trespassing. There were people there.
I just think if they're not open, that it's important we find out, since it seems to be the
It'd be really weird for a church not to be open in like the evening. I feel like that's prime confession time. Is that how churches work?
That might be true.
I say we go check it out. Let's not waste any time. Let's go. Let's figure it out.
Okay, so are you all as a group going to the Sacred Heart Church?
Where's David?
Yeah, I'll be with you guys.
So Melody definitely would tell everybody what happened at the Ghost Hunter Club. Did David tell anybody anything about his excursion?
I guess we don't all. Oh, sorry. Oh, wait.
I was just gonna say Melody would definitely ask.
Yeah, I was gonna say not unless asked, but you did explicitly ask, and I said I'll tell you later.
Oh.
Okay. Oh yeah. I remember we were on the communicators. So what happened with so wait, Melody did say everything at the Ghost Hunters Club to all of us?
Yes.
There was an update? Okay, tight. So then I'm gonna say to David, like, what happened with Ronan? Like, did you get under that guy's skin?
No. It was him at the other school last night.
I knew it. They're suspicious.
Yeah.
What was he doing there?
He's doing the same thing we are. He's investigating something. He doesn't seem like he wants to.
Thing we are like.
Yeah. he is investigating outsiders and the cultist.
Is he a
Is-
Magi-Knight?
That's a messy question.
Was he part of your old party?
No.
Yes.
What happened to them anyway?
Yes, what happened to them? And how is he connected? What's going on here?
Okay, so yes, we had a team before. I, along with them, we stopped one of the outsiders' generals, I guess, for lack of a better term, from coming through into our world and doing whatever it is that they want to do. And we won. Like, a lot of us sort of thought that that was it. The cult practically went away. Sightings became almost non-existent, and some people wanted to just live their lives and not deal with it anymore. And it wasn't that big of a deal because it didn't need 5 people anymore.
So wait, is it?
And like I told you before, this is a dangerous job.
What's the end game here? Like when will we know that we have succeeded?
When we take the fight to them.
That makes sense.
If they keep coming here and all we do is defend, then it's a never-ending battle and there is no success state. But we grow, we learn, we train, we strengthen ourselves, and eventually we turn this the other way around.
Or
Are your old friends all okay?
Some of them, but I don't know if they can use their powers anymore.
well, if they don't want to, I wouldn't want to force them anyway.
Pokes the cat with his foot a little bit.
You're expecting the Wanderer to be right there, and you kick it, but nothing's there. The Wanderer is not with you.
Yeah, I don't. As far as I understand it, the Wanderer is not supposed to make more than one set of Magi-Knights. And he made our original group. And then we made Ronin, not able to do a whole nother group again. And then we broke my crystal to make a second group.
At that, Aisha would take your wrist and hand in hers and go, "Did it hurt? Are you okay?"
Yeah, I'm fine. It's the soul doesn't really have nerve endings, I guess. I don't know how parsable of a sentence that is. But no,
I
it didn't.
understand. You didn't feel it, but a scar was left.
Yeah,
Does it heal or it can't heal?
it hasn't so far. I know that cracks can heal. It's been worse than this before, and it's gotten better, but this time it isn't. I don't know if that means there's a limit, or if something else is keeping it there, or I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you don't have to push yourself anymore. You don't have to take on any more cracks. We're walking by your side till the end.
Yeah.
Or till our borrowed time ends.
So, are your original teammates still alive somewhere?
Most of them are.
Wait, most of them.
This is not a safe job.
How many of them?
Oh my god, the original conversation I had with Matt on this is like 6 months old. Matt, how many who lived and who died when we first discussed this?
Daryl is the one who died. He sacrificed himself to save the group during the radio station incident. During that, also Tilia was very heavily injured and is currently in a coma at Loropa General. From what you understand, Jasmine and Tilia both, not Tilia, in Iris's case, Tilia's unconscious. But in Iris's case, her family moved, and so they left. Jasmine, no one's quite sure what happened with Jasmine. There was an incident where the cops came to speak to her again at her house. You heard something about her jumping out of a window and running off, and the next thing you know is that the Wanderer told you that Jasmine left the city.
Yeah, I think David gives the TLDR version of that, and then stops at Jasmine. He Daryl's dead. Talia's in a coma. Jasmine. I'm gonna be honest, I would probably rather have Ronan.
What's wrong with Jasmine?
Jasmine crashed a car into anything that she could at every opportunity.
It's true.
And why Ronan? How did Ronan get involved?
So our team disbanded one way or another. And for a bit, I could handle things on my own. Like I said, after we stopped the general from coming through, things got pretty quiet. And then they started to ramp up, and suddenly I couldn't. So we made me a partner. I picked somebody who I thought was sort of everything that I lacked. He is strong and skilled and stealthy, and he can very good at what he does.
Why?
He
go on.
started to accuse the Wanderer of keeping secrets, and that there was something more here, that maybe that cat isn't quite what he seemed, but I don't agree. I don't.
So is Ronan a Magi-Knight or not?
Yeah, yes. In a very broad sense, he was given Magi-Knight powers. He was never a part of a team, though, unless you count just the pair of us.
So do we need to be worried about him?
No. I don't think he will do anything to actively harm us as a team.
And he knows who we are, all of us.
Probably.
Is there anyone else that we should be aware who knows what you are, what we are?
There are some people who know what I am, yes.
Who are they?
Secrets are hard. Lacey knows.
Lacey? Little
Wanderer
stuffed
said
animal, Lacey?
the Wanderer said she was involved in something last year.
Yeah.
Lacey was possessed. Lacey was at the center of the cult last time. And she was the conduit through which Third General Ralahaya almost came into this world.
Oh, cool. So, like,
Yeah.
somebody who was used as a patsy knows that there are Magi-Knights. And she's still conscious of that information.
I will clarify one thing. Ralahaya was absolutely in this world.
Yes,
she
yes,
was
I know
getting-
that.
Oh, sorry.
But do I? But do we? Does he tell
Okay,
us?
I'm sorry. That's my mistake. I just wanted to clarify, but yes.
No, you're
listen to
good
David.
because like I definitely do make mistakes like that. I'm sure I've made a couple minor ones that I didn't mean to
Gotcha.
in this.
Well, that's why it was.
Um,
This is a major one, and that's why I wanted to
yeah,
clarify.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
we're good.
No, that's the only one I meant. So far, that's the only lie I've like meant to tell.
No, you're good. You're good. You're
Gotcha.
you're honestly good.
That Lacey
What?
was possessed.
I
Yeah,
don't think it's fair for Lacey to call her like swindled. Like these are powerful outsider beings. If we didn't have these, I should hold
Yeah.
over your soul. We
I
would
am-
be just as easily manipulated.
I understand, but fool me once, right? Like, fool me twice. Like, how do we know she's not going to succumb again? Like, she's already been...
Keep an eye on her.
the conduit was severed.
Okay.
Between her and the outsiders, and
Okay.
they're not stupid
Alright.
either.
I'll trust you.
If she had someone to look out for her
Scene of the crime.
and not chase after another girl instead.
Use me.
All the cute girls.
I've made no commitment to anyone.
I'm just
Wait.
saying she could use someone looking out for her.
So
Did
this
you-
is
or is
my
it-
job now. Is that I have to like go. All right.
Mel-
Wow.
Melody, did you
I'm
ask?
Yes, I asked Bianca, and there is hope because she did half say that she's not seeing anyone, but she said that the Ghost Hunter Club is the most important thing to her. So it will
I
be
have to
difficult.
join another club. I don't think it's worth.
Does it only meet on the same time as the soccer club?
No, I think there's a day that's off, but still, I don't want to be in that many clubs because I also have a job on Saturdays.
I'm so
I want
sorry
my
for
free time. All right. Well, cool. That's all I need to know from David, I guess. Unless there's something more that you're not telling us.
Oh, I wanted to ask, why isn't Ronan on our team helping us? Because he doesn't trust the Wanderer?
He does not trust the Wanderer. And
He doesn't trust us.
to some extent, I agree with him. There are obviously things the Wanderer isn't telling us.
But the Wanderer still lets him have his power.
Yeah, I don't know if
Aisha,
he
didn't
can
you
take it
talk
away,
to the Wanderer?
but
Yeah, I definitely had a conversation, but and like she kind of like looks up and like her eyes like kind of roll back a little. It didn't really go anywhere.
What do you mean it didn't go
Cool.
anywhere?
You know, like when like you go into a conversation and you have a plan, and then they change the subject, and then 3 hours have passed and they're gone, and you realize you never really got a real answer to your question.
Wow. That
That's just a
is
little shady there.
awesome. Great. No, cool. Very cool.
And what is that creepy book that Wrote It has?
I think if we go to Ray's bookstore, we might learn more about it.
Yeah. Look, why don't we split up? Why don't Aisha and I go to the bookstore, and the rest of y'all can go to the church?
I guess if we run into Ronan, that would be the least conflicty.
Or maybe we can talk to your new friend, Yuna,
Well, yeah.
about
Yeah.
what was going on there in the book, and if there's a way we can
agreeing.
help, maybe.
Damian,
Awesome.
I'm agreeing.
No, we're on the same page. Yeah. Cool. All right. Everyone else okay with that?
Just hope it stops raining.
Yeah.
A little rain won't ever hurt anybody. You're not gonna melt, are you?
And as you say that,
Cat.
another crack of thunder goes across the sky. It's still pouring down rain, but the guy with the car wants to go to Ray's bookstore, and which
That's
actually
closest.
isn't. Yeah, which actually is very, very close to where you all are, which is at Cultist Academy.
Yeah, I'll happily drive people to Sacred Heart's Church, like cross the river once and then cross it again on the way back to Ray's used bookstore. So
Oh,
nobody
you
has
certainly
to walk
can.
or anything. Cool.
It's more fun when I say it my way, though.
Yeah, it is. Everyone else has to run.
Rollerblade.
Well, Kat usually
Alright.
takes her bicycle to school.
I mean, you can take the alternative
But
forms of transportation, or you can toss it into the wagon.
the car is a little drier.
This is fair. Okay.
Please don't hit anything. And now I'm worried after that story. You're definitely a better
Provoke
driver
somebody
than
to-
that person that we don't know.
Yeah, no, I got this.
Why have a car just to aim it at things? It sounds like that
Cool.
was the goal.
So we get in the car and we drive off.
Yep. You
What's
all
next?
climb back into the car. You have to pick David up. And you all start making this nice big O arc across the river into downtown Laropa towards the Sacred Heart Church. Now, it is, it's about 6:30-ish by the time you get there, because, you spend some time talking and things like that. Excuse me. As you're approaching, you can see that the Sacred Hearts Church is a low building of moderate design. It has a wide sloping roof over a large structure that isn't tall. It's just long. It almost looks like as you're looking at it, it almost looks like a roller skating arena that they put a giant steeple on the top of. And you're kind of looking at it. This is the church? This is an odd sort of building. But it has a wide parking lot around it, and there the sign is right next to the entrance into the parking lot that says Sacred Hearts Church. You can see that there are about 36 cars currently in the parking lot right now. The building itself is lit up. It's not quite dusk yet. The sun is in the sky, but again, it's also been raining all day, so it's still fairly dark and gloomy as you all approach. But the dim light coming from the inside of the building tells you that there's definitely people in there, and something's going on at least. So, Damian, you head into the parking lot.
I'm gonna go drive in and take a scan around, see how full the parking lot is, or if people are like pulling up and dropping off or picking up, or what it looks like.
So it's not dropping off and picking up. It's just there's like 36 cars in the parking lot right now.
Okay, cool. Then I'm just gonna pull up to the entrance and say, all right, y'all, keep in touch. Use these, if you need something. And otherwise I'll pick you up, here. Or maybe a little down the sidewalk. I don't know. What do you think?
We'll let you know. Thank you for the ride.
Cool.
Good luck at the bookstore.
No climbing any fences,
Yeah, good
because
luck.
I won't be around to catch you.
That's cute. That was a cute little statement. That was a cute little flirt.
Well, David, Melody, and Kat, the three of you get out and have to run from the car to the awning to get out of the rain. But once you do and you approach the building itself, you can see that the area is lit inside. You can see there's a large foyer directly inside the double doors that are made of entirely of glass, so you're able to see very clearly through inside. In the building, in the foyer, you can see a table set up right next to the door, just past where you estimate that the doors open and close, filled with like a dozen or so different pamphlets, all laid up and stacked in very neat piles, as well as a one of those plastic paper holder type things that has the hours of the church itself, which says that Monday through Saturday it's open from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Worship services are Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Worship services on Sundays start at 9 a.m. and go to noon, and then there is an evening one as well, going from 4 p.m. to 7. On the Wednesdays and the Fridays, there's just an evening service, the same time frame.
And
So
today's
that means
Wednesday,
they're
right?
open then. Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday.
Yeah,
They're
today
not-
is Tuesday, so they are technically still open. And like with your passive perceptions, you can hear faint singing.
Wait, you said
it-
9 a.m. to what p.m.? I thought
So
it was 5
office
p.m.
hours.
I thought it was
Office
5.
hours. Yeah, sorry. Office hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Oh, but the church.
But the worship services are Wednesdays and Fridays in the evening until 9. And
But
then
today's
the
Tuesday,
Mhm.
so it's not a worship service, and it's after 5, right? It's like 6:30.
Yeah,
But there are
What's
still
going
people
on?
inside.
there are still people inside, and you can still hear singing going on.
Must be like a choir practice or something. Okay, got it.
Can we
Sorry,
grab some pamphlets?
misunderstood.
See what
Well,
they are about?
Yeah.
Yeah. You open the doors and step inside, and as you open them, the sounds of singing are louder. It's hard to make out like how many voices there are, but you can see that further into the foyer there is a large set of double doors on to the right of you, and then there is a hallway to the left. Further down, about another 40 or so feet, there's another set of double doors on the same right-hand side. There's also along the left-hand side walls, in between where the two double doors are on the right, on the left side opposite that, there's a large window in that is dark. Possibly, like you can see like a phone in there and a computer. You're guessing possibly an office of some sort. You can't see much beyond that, but in the immediate vicinity. But at the very back, opposite where you're currently standing on the far wall, there is a large bulletin board on that back wall. You can see what appears to be a construction paper cutout, all put together to make a large tree. Just this very large tree motif on the opposite side. You can see like it's made out of brown construction paper. There's green and red and yellow leaves all put along the different branches all over the place. And then you can also see like there's pictures of apples with an actual photograph tacked to that of like a bunch of different kids. You can see that they're like moderate age. Some of them you estimate maybe around 6 or 7, upwards of 13 or more, all standing there smiling, holding something. But you're kind of far away, so you can't see the full the full details. But in the center of the tree, which is kind of interesting, there is another piece of construction paper, this time yellow, that's cut and marked on with marker to appear to be a door It's kind of right in the center of the tree. And then below the tree, there's like all these little roots and things like that. And you can see like people's names written on them along the roots and things like that. It's
And their sins have been nailed to it. Sorry.
Any names that look familiar, or we're not close enough yet?
Yeah, you're not close enough. This is just something you can see at the far distance. Now, you said you wanted to grab a bunch of the pamphlets, and I don't know if anybody here has actually been to a church before, but like most of them are of religious nature, like who died for your sins and things of that nature.
Anything about the AA meeting?
Actually, yes, there is. One of the pamphlets is for Alcoholics Anonymous. It shows a couple people. There's like some bottles on the ground in front of them. This is all like it looks like they're like colored pencil drawings that someone made a bunch of copies of and that sort of thing. But it shows like one dude with his head down, like with his hand on his head, another guy standing over him, placing a hand on the top of the guy's head. And there's like bottles at his feet. And it says, "Are you struggling with addiction?" And then there inside you open it up and there's all the preachy information that you would find in a pamphlet at a church, and on the very back it actually has the information of Alcoholics Anonymous. You see that it is on Wednesdays and Fridays in the afternoon.
Ooh. So that would be during our free time phase or investigation phase?
It's actually kind of cuts between the two of them. It starts at 5 o'clock and it goes till 7. So you could, during your investigation phase, come back and see the last half of it.
Okay.
But that would only be tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So we have a large paper tree to look at. We have maybe peek in on the singing, see if it's a choir, see if something's ominous. I'm gonna take out my crystal, see if it's doing anything.
Make for me a mysticism check.
I take it nothing.
You pick it up and look at your crystal, and there is no glue whatsoever. It's dark.
Got a 7. I don't see anything. What's this weird tree?
Where are all the people singing from?
It sounds like it's coming from those double doors to your right.
The budgets that have been spent on church, like youth spaces, it's insane. It's better than some like kindergarten decorations. It's wild.
Yeah.
It's true.
I'm having like real life PTSD from hearing you describe this church. Like I grew up in so many of these.
Yeah, I know. I did too, and I've been in many of them, and so I can sit here and describe damn near every single one I've ever been to in my life.
Yeah. Oh man.
But yes, I do take inspiration from real life. But so the sounds of the singing are from the double doors on your right. There is a darkened hallway, and there's a darkened office, and there's that giant tree motif, that sort of thing. And then beyond, there's more spaces. Like beyond that second set of double doors, there's another hallway that kind of L's off into the distance. So there's quite a bit of stuff here. Nobody's in the foyer itself. You're actually alone right now and just kind of looking around. So you have the ability to do really whatever you want right now. What would you like to do?
Kat wants to take a closer look at that tree thing. See if anyone looks familiar, sounds familiar. What is this tree? Why is there a door in it?
Okay. You go over and look at the tree. Go ahead and make for me a perception check.
I haven't been rolling very good, but hey, the 7 was better than a 1. It's going up. Perception?
Yeah, perception.
Perception. Ooh, that's much
Ooh,
better.
nice.
21.
21, very nice. There's a lot of stuff going on this tree. There are probably at least half a dozen different names that you recognize on the roots of the tree. You're starting to scan them, and you recognize some adults that you might know. Just living in Loropa. How long have you lived in Loropa?
I think since she was a little kid.
Yeah. So like that nice neighbor who lives down the street, the lady that you know from the grocery store, some of the people from school. Like you're recognizing a few of your class member names as well, and like you're seeing last names and things like that, and then people's names, and you're kind of like trying to put two and two together, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm betting these might be some of those parents of some students, and like there's, I'd say, probably a half a dozen or so that you recognize.
Okay.
I'm not going to give you full names because a lot of NPCs you guys get to name, so you can actually name just 6 random NPCs if you want, and how you recognize them.
Okay. Any of the kids in the pictures look familiar?
Actually, all of them are adolescent aged on every single apple that's on them. Most of them, as I said, are between the ages of 6 and 12 or 13. All of them, you're looking at them, and they have different things in their hands. Like a lot of the younger ones have pictures that they colored with crayon, depicting various that there's some of them are more holding like different projects. A couple of them are holding interesting looking statues. They one of the kids is holding a statue that actually looks very similar to the tree you're looking at. It seems to be made out of wood and like has all these gnarled branches in every direction and all the roots underneath, and they're holding it like this, like they're holding it right over their chest. So like they're really excited to have this picture, and you can see this tree with the door carved into it as well.
What is this tree with a door?
So the purpose of the tree is kind of like a refrigerator in a house where you display artwork and stuff.
Yeah, at least the tree that's on the wall on the bulletin board. It looks like as though these are. Well, make an insight check. I think that'd be your best.
It's just like what is it called? Like special like club type things at the church, or
19.
Okay. So as you're looking at this, the first thing you're kind of getting is that these are probably members of the church's youth. They have Sunday school and things like that. Some of the pamphlets did describe that they have like Sunday school for kids and a youth group for older teens. You don't see any teens actually on this. It's all younger kids, and you're kind of getting the idea that like it's meant for parents to see their kids and involved in the youth activities and happy. It's one of those, well, let's just boil it down. It's propaganda to make everybody think that everybody's happy at church. That's usually what these displays are for. But you also gain some other insight with that 19 of yours. Judging based on the kids that have that statue of the tree in their hands, they all seem to be about the same age, right around that 12-year-old age, where they're just at the very end of their adolescence and moving into teen. You're kind of getting the idea that whatever it is they're doing, what they're holding that tree is a symbolism of them graduating from the youth into the next stage of their religious education.
Okay. I explained that to David. Are you nearby too?
Yeah.
Okay. I explained that to David and Kat then.
Their confirmation, if you will, right?
What have you been doing, David, while the ladies have been kind of looking around and scoping out things?
David has been watching them, I think. Watching how they go about things, what conclusions they're coming to from their own investigations, and is taking a sort of hands-off to this, because today has really gotten him thinking that eventually, like, he is going to protect this team, and they may have to be without him at some point. So he is making sure that these people are doing things right and can be trusted with the future.
Not giving
He's
us
observing.
guidance.
He's supervising.
Would it be obvious to us that you're acting kind of off?
50. Give advice. Tell us what to do.
We're not there.
I know.
Well-
I'm sorry.
I know.
Kat's gonna flip through the pamphlets and see if there's something about the tree in the pamphlets to see if this symbol means something specific to this church.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
So, David, while she's doing that, is it really obvious? Like, are you trying to hide it?
It's probably really obvious.
Okay, then I would say to you, you know, when I'm feeling down, I just think about somebody I really hate and I imagine punching their face.
At which point
Thanks.
James Ronan comes walking out of the bathroom. Oh, you guys are here. No.
I feel like that's a complicated feeling for David.
Yeah, that's more complicated than hate. I think he's just not really sure what to make of that, and does the very thank you with several question marks at the end.
Okay, I just say nothing and walk away. Oh,
I
were you
do-
gonna
I-
say?
No, sorry, I'm having a thought connecting things to Echo from the Stars. I'll save it until after we reveal, hey, what's this symbol mean?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Kat
it-
got a 12.
So you can definitely tell that this symbol means something to this church because you're going through the different pamphlets and there is some version of it on every single one of them. Now, they're not all identical. Sometimes it's just a big tree in the background that you can only kind of vaguely see as part of the background. Other times when you see it, like in one place, there's a picture of a building with people talking in front of it, and in behind, in one of the windows, there is that same tree, but stylized to look like stained glass. But you still see it, the tree and the leaves and the roots and the branches and the door.
Okay. I'm just wondering about this tree, considering Melody had brought up there was something about the woods and a tree, and
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
a lumber yard that took the rest of the tree or something.
Ooh.
So I'm just wondering if somehow this church, we know it's a little sus, that it might be connected somehow. Do we want to peek in and see these singers?
I do.
Yeah.
See what this church looks like? If it looks like a regular church or something weird? where there's an office, but I don't really like the idea of breaking into an office.
Yeah,
It's
let's
locked.
not do that. Let's go check out what they're singing about.
Do we
Actually,
understand?
I want to see if the office is open while you guys are going over to the singers.
Okay. You head over to those doors while Melody makes her way to the office door. The office door is locked, Melody. However,
Is
you
there-
can
oh, go ahead.
you can see through that window that on the other side you can see what the lock looks like, and it's one of those push-in locks. You know, it's just a little button you push, and on the other side there's a little hole that is meant for a very specific type of key, which like it's just almost like a needle. It's very tiny, and you push it in and turn it, and that's what pops it out. So it's not like a complicated lock.
Okay.
As you're doing that, we'll get to that in 1 second. As you're doing that, David and Kat, you go over to the door. Now, are you like just trying to open it a little bit and peek inside? Are you just opening the doors and walking through? What are you doing?
My idea was to peek through, peek in, not to disturb them. I don't know, David.
No, I will let you take the lead.
'Cause I just want to peek. I don't want to disturb them. See what's going on.
Okay. So, and then Melody, are you trying to pick the lock to get in there, or
Is it
what are
too
you wanting
small?
to
Is it too small for like a bobby pin to fit?
it would not be?
Okay. So I would assume Melody would have some because she does her hair sometimes. Yeah, would you be okay with saying she has one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That's a general thing that someone probably would have. So I see absolutely no reason why not.
Okay. So yeah, I want to bend it straight and try to stick it in the hole.
Then I want you to make me a coordination check, and I want David and Kat to make me stealth checks.
Oh, darn.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, perfectly in sync with moderate stealth.
It's not horrible.
No, it's not. It's moderate. It's moderate stealth.
So, Melody, unfortunately, as you bend that bobby pin and start fiddling with it, you just can't seem to place. Like you're wiggling around there, trying to push at it, and you're just not getting it. You're kind of getting frustrated. Maybe a bobby pin won't quite work.
Okay. The office, is that why I was able to see the lock?
The other side, yes, there's a window right in the wall, which shows the other side of the space, and you can see very clearly everything that's in there. Although the light is off, the lights in the room you're in are on, so you can see pretty much everything.
Okay, can I just peek as best as I can through the window to see what's in there?
I can tell you without rolling that there's a desk right there in front on the opposite side. There is a computer. There is some monitors on a back computer, which have red lights on, indicating that they're still on, though the screens are blackened. Kind of looks like security cameras. There is four file cabinets in there as well. Those tall 4-drawer filing cabinets.
Oh, yes. Now I want to look around and see where the security cameras are in the building, because I could be in trouble.
Okay, well, we'll get to that here in a second.
Okay.
Maybe you should have checked that first.
David and Kat, you both open the doors as quietly as you can, and you see a very large room. it's very oddly shaped. In fact, it's almost as if it's half of a it's like half of a dodecahedron on the one side, all coming into the center of the space where there is a platform up to a podium, where obviously you're guessing that's where the preacher speaks. Throughout the whole room, there is rows upon rows of pews, wooden benches that are just really long things meant for people to sit next to. There's 4 very large rows of them on this half of the dodecahedron. You can see that there are about 20 individuals all standing on the platform in the back, in front of what looks like a cistern or possibly a baptismal that's partially inset into the back wall. These people are all dressed in street clothes. They're both men and women in ages ranging from late 20s to mid 60s. It's there's a lot of different people, and they're all currently singing this hymn. They all have books in their hands, and they're all singing a song, something about wisdom and grace. Like you're hearing. I'm not going to sing a song that's made up, but
Do it.
Come on. What are you doing?
It's about grace
thought you were a
and love
professional.
and hope. Yes, I absolutely am. Don't you know what? I'll perform my Enkalohenu later. But anyway, they're all singing. And as they're singing, you see a few people wave at you. There's a man in the front who was conducting, but they turn, and you see a middle-aged man, tall, thin, dark hair, dark eyes, glasses, dressed in slacks and a button-down shirt that is in black. He is not wearing a priest collar or anything like that. His collar is actually buttoned open, but he's holding a book in his hand. He turns and looks at you, the two of you, and he smiles very widely as he says, "Ah, new people! You're of course very welcome. Please come in. We're practicing our choir for Sunday, but we always welcome newcomers into our church." And I think that's an excellent place to end things for this evening.
Got saw. You seen?
Yeah. Can I clarify one thing
Yeah.
about the people we saw in here? That 20 is like the minimum. There's like nobody brought their kids here. This is all adults.
Oh, the individuals on the podium? Yes, they're all adults.
Oh, okay. Not in the.
Should I have not
okay.
driven away? Like, is there going to be a battle at the church?
You know what, David? You haven't burnt your random Rhapsody
I haven't.
coin. So why don't we use that as a perception check to see if you can see anything else in this area?
I'm going to bite my nails.
God, do I
That's
even
so
need
good.
to do it? That's a 19 on the first roll. Whatever.
I know, right?
Sure,
Yeah.
let's fucking burn it. Let's see what happens.
I mean, it's the end of the session, so you might
Yeah,
as
well.
well. Okay, so
Sure,
you were
23.
asking about kids, and as you're looking about, you actually see that among the pews there are a few kids.
Okay.
They're kind of like in the pews playing around. You see a couple heads pop up and look in your direction as well. You also see some backpacks and things like on the ground in the aisles. So they do have their kids there. It's not like it's just only adults. But there are some things that are very interesting, which I'll go ahead and describe for you with your nat 20. The podium in the in the center where everyone's like behind doing their singing, and then there's the podium where the preacher stands. There's another tree motif. This one is etched in silver. It's very similar to the one you're looking at out there. There's the roots on the bottom, there's the branches coming out of the top, and there's the big door on the tree itself. But like I said, silver.
Okay.
You also see behind them where what's that?
Reflective?
Yes.
All right. Excellent.
You also can see that behind them on the wall, there is a very large cross that's on, like, hanging, stapled, like, or not stapled, but bolted to the wall in the very back. The thing that stands out to you of this is that it appears to be made of driftwood. The main branch is kind of gnarled and twisted. The T-piece that's been nailed to that as well is kind of warped and twisted a little bit. It literally looks like someone made it out of driftwood.
Okay.
So that's what you're able to get with that 20. And that's where we're going to end things. So, as always, we go around the table to tell everybody who you are and where we can find you on the internet. Who did I go with last time? I think I went with David, or with Tensei last time. So, Kira, why don't you go ahead and go first?
Okay. I'm Kira Salgy. I'm the assistant creator of Magi-Knights, and you can find me by going to Magi-Knights.com, where all of our social media links are. And I also wrote the children's book, My Dad the Game Master, which you can find on Amazon.
Awesome. Ashley, you go next.
I'm Ashleyien, and I don't do a whole lot online. You can find me here every second Wednesday.
Need to find you another project.
I have other things going on right now
That's fair.
Other games and stuff I just don't have the capacity for right now. I have private games.
Hana, you're next.
Hi, I'm Hana. I'm now Destiny Trio Inc. on Blue Sky Social. So check me out there. Beyond that, I've got a lot going on. I was on a kick of one shot, but I've kind of slowed down. You can see me here in 2 weeks, and then on September 10th, you can find me over on Singularity Roleplay, where we will be the third session of Knights of Pain Town, a City of Mist campaign, where I'll be playing my trans hacker girl, who is a rift of Loki and is spreading a lot more chaos.
Very cool. Los.
Yeah, you can find me on all the socials at PDX Homebrew, be it TikTok or Threads or Insta. I don't do much outside of this. Playing with the idea of being a little more, going back to school and being a little more vocal about what that's like as a single queer dad, polyam dad and all that. But keep an eye out. You never know. Yeah.
Absolutely. Tensei.
Hello, my name is Tensei. You can find me not all over the internet anymore. You can find me on Blue Sky or Discord at Tensei Dragon, TNSEIDRAGON. I'm most active in the Bard Rock Cafe Discord, where you can find most of my work. However, I'll be doing a couple other special things. Tomorrow night, at the same time as this, I will be playing with several friends Chapter 2 of Aviary Attorney as we raise funds for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation.
Nice.
Come make us eat hot things to fuck up our silly voices. And then on Saturday, I will hopefully be playing Beacon over with the Lost Caravan at their earlier Saturday time of Noon Mountain. And I don't really know what we're gonna do for that yet. And it's only 3 days away. It'll be fun. Nobody
For
has
sure.
any synergy.
I'm sure it'll be a blast.
Oh yeah. Beacon looks so cool. It's like it's weird. So like Lancer is what if they took D&D 4th edition and gave it mechs? And then Beacon is what if they took Lancer and put it in high fantasy? So it's
basically Escaflowne.
I haven't seen
Armor Stare?
kinda, yeah.
Sorry.
That's
Take your time.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay.
So anyway, it's gonna be kind of fun. Come check us out doing all kinds of stuff.
Absolutely. Well, I'm Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and magic keeper for this campaign and pretty much everything we do here on Random Rhapsody. Besides finding me here every Monday and Wednesday, you can typically find me over on All on the Table, which is a part of the Transverse currently, where I do some Pathfinder and I do some D&D. I believe we're playing 5th edition this Saturday in the Light of Cinders campaign. That should be a lot of fun. That starts at 2 p.m. Central over on twitch.tv/the Transverse. So, on behalf of everyone here in the Magi-Knights and everyone in the Random Rhapsody crew, I want to just say thank you, folks. It's been a delight. So long. Good luck. And until next time, may your dreams be infinite. Good night.
Nighty night.